Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what we're hearing in the NFL circles right now could shake the AFC East to its core. Rumors are swirling around the Cleveland Browns, a team that's been struggling a bit this season. They're sitting at 2-4, and there's talk about them considering a significant roster move that could have ripple effects across the division, especially for the Bills. The buzz is that Cleveland might be looking to trade Denzel Ward, their star cornerback, and the proposal on the table is pretty intriguing. According to reports, the Browns are thinking about sending Ward, who's just 28 years old and arguably one of the elite cover men in the league, to the Bills in exchange for a conditional second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Why would Cleveland consider such a move? Well, it's all about the secondary and their ongoing issues with pass defense. Their secondary has been leaky, allowing nearly 7-9 yards per pass, and that's just not going to cut it in the modern NFL where passing offenses are so potent. Their cornerbacks, especially with injuries to Hairston and Bernard, have been exposed, leading to a lot of questions about their ability to contain top-tier receivers. And here's the kicker. This move would be a lot like what the Denver Broncos did last year with Patrick Surtain, transforming their secondary into a ball-hawking unit that racked up over 10 interceptions collectively. If Cleveland pulls the trigger, bringing Ward to Buffalo, it could turn the Bills' defense into a real nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Imagine a secondary with Ward locking down top receivers, combined with Benford's rising star potential. That duo could dramatically boost the Bills' pass defense, making them not just good but a true shutdown unit. Buffalo's defense has been solid but inconsistent at times, especially against the pass. Adding Ward, a player with a career PFF grade of 88, 15 career interceptions, and 85 pass defenses would be a game-changer. He's the kind of player who elevates everyone around him, and in a division where passing is king, that's exactly what the Bills need to compete at the highest level. Now you might be wondering what makes Ward so special. Well, at 28, he's still in his prime, with the ability to dominate man and press coverage, limiting receivers to an average of -1. 8 yards of separation. That's elite-level stuff. He's also a master in zone coverage, creating turnovers with an average of +0.9 turnovers per game in zone schemes. His ability to jump routes and read the quarterback is top-notch, and he's been a consistent ball hawk throughout his career. When healthy, Ward is a top 15 corner in the league, with a coverage grade of 89. He's also good in run support, with 12 tackles for a loss and a missed tackle rate of only 5%. His injury history is not negligible, having missed a game in Week 3 with a quadriceps injury, but he's shown resilience and high-level performance when on the field. This potential trade would make a lot of sense for the Bills, especially considering their current defensive scheme. With Ward on one side and Benford emerging as a legitimate playmaker, the Bills could significantly increase their pass breakup rate, projected to go up by 22%, reaching around 13%. That would translate into a reduction in points allowed, pushing their average down from 21 to around 17 points per game. Not only would this tighten up the defense, but it would also give the Bills a shot at becoming one of the league's most feared pass defenses. Their secondary would be more versatile, capable of shutting down top receivers and forcing turnovers at key moments. That's exactly the kind of boost that could propel Buffalo into serious Super Bowl contention, especially in the playoffs when defense and turnovers are often the difference makers. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's strategy with Ward reflects their broader rebuild approach. They're spending $19 million on their cap, focusing on stability at quarterback and extensions for their defensive line, but their secondary has been a weak link. Trading Ward would be a clear signal that Cleveland is prioritizing future assets, possibly aiming for a rebuild or tank in 2026. They've been trying to accumulate picks, especially to bolster their offensive line and wide receiver core, but their secondary has been a concern. Some skeptics argue that losing Ward might weaken their coverage, which could lead to an increase of about 15 yards per pass allowed, and potentially push their points allowed per game up to 28. Still, They seem willing to accept that risk for future assets, even if it means a rougher patch in the short term. Back in Buffalo, the impact of acquiring Ward could be enormous. Imagine a secondary that's now anchored by a top-tier player who can shadow the opponent's best WRs, especially in big moments. The Bills' defense could turn into a true nightmare for offenses. Ward's addition would likely elevate the entire secondary's performance, boosting their PFF grades and helping them reach the coveted top 5 ranking. His presence would also complement the leadership of the safeties and the pass rush, allowing the Bills to be more aggressive and creative with their blitz packages. It's not just about coverage. Ward's ability to force turnovers, especially interceptions, could be the difference in close games, turning the tide in the Bills' favor. Now, let's talk about the implications for the Bills' playoff chances. According to PFF simulations, adding Ward could increase their win probability against divisional rivals like the Patriots by 13%. That's significant when you're battling for playoff seeding. His ability to blank out top-tier receivers and generate turnovers would make the Bills' secondary a genuine X-factor in the postseason. It's reminiscent of the 2021 Rams secondary, which was a key part of their Super Bowl run. Buffalo, with Ward, could be on a similar path, dominating on defense, forcing mistakes, and giving their offense more opportunities to score. And let's not forget, with the Bills already sitting at 4-2, a move like this could be the final piece they need to solidify their status as serious contenders. Of course, all of this hinges on whether Cleveland pulls the trigger. The trade makes sense from a strategic standpoint, and it's a move that could pay dividends for both teams. The Browns could get a future pick to rebuild their secondary, while the Bills get a shutdown corner who can elevate their defense to new heights. It's a bold move, but in today's NFL, boldness is often what separates champions from the rest. The Bills, with their talented roster and now a potential lockdown corner like Ward, could be poised for another deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. The AFC is stacked, but Buffalo's defense could become the division's most feared unit if this move happens, turning their secondary into a true game-changer. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Ward would be the perfect addition to push the Bills over the top? Or do you believe they should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. This team is always evolving, always fighting, and with moves like this on the horizon, the future looks incredibly exciting. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Bills.